Right. Be honest with yourself for a second. Have you ever confidently promised yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm finally going to change, but then tomorrow actually rolls around and literally nothing happens? Yeah, we've all been there. It is incredibly frustrating. But here's the very first thing you've got to understand. It's not because you're lazy. Actually, scratch that. It's not a character flaw at all. Your failure to change is actually this massive, fascinating biological mystery.
So, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving deep into exactly why your brain keeps you totally stuck, even when you desperately, consciously want to change. We're going to break down your own biology and reveal how it's secretly working against your absolute best intentions.
Which brings us to our first chapter, the paradox of change.
So we all have these conscious desires to improve, right? Yet we constantly find ourselves completely frozen. Why is that? Well, here's the dramatic truth of it all. Your brain is secretly working against you. It is actively sabotaging your attempts to change because, on a purely biological level, it fears the unknown way more than it fears a familiar bad habit. It's wild, right?
Let's look at why that happens in part 2. Your brain loves safety.
There's literally a clash of agendas happening inside your head every single day. On one side, your brain's primary overarching goal is just to keep you alive and safe. But on the other side, your goal is to be successful, to be happy, to thrive. And frankly, your brain does not care about your big dreams, not one bit. Its primitive obsession is entirely focused on simple survival.
So, the absolutely crucial thing to remember is this simple equation. Familiar equals safe. To your primitive brain, anything that is known is a safe bet for survival. Even if your current routine is super stressful, really unhealthy, or just completely unproductive, your brain still recognizes it as familiar. And because it's familiar, it pulls you right back like a magnet. You don't stay in bad habits for years because you actually enjoy them. You stay in them because your brain is just terrified of the unknown.
And that leads us perfectly into part 3, the comfort zone trap.
We really need to completely redefine this buzzword. The comfort zone isn't some soft, cozy place where you just rest and relax. No, it is a rigid, hardwired biological defense system, and it is designed specifically to prioritize routine over risk at absolutely all costs.
Most people think the comfort zone is, well, comfortable. But it isn't. What it actually is predictable. Your brain truly doesn't care if your current situation makes you absolutely miserable. It only cares that your environment can be predicted. Because biologically speaking, predictability means survival.
Because of this, uncertainty triggers immediate, glaring danger signals in the brain. Just imagine, for a second, standing right at the edge of a massive steep cliff. Your brain instantly sends this huge rush of fear to stop you from moving forward, right? But here is the fascinating psychology. When you try something completely new and positive, like say, starting a new business, speaking in public, or just learning a new skill, your brain reacts in almost the exact same way. It treats that uncertainty just like it treats the cliff's edge. That's exactly why your heart races and your palms get all sweaty before taking a big step, even when you absolutely know that step could completely change your life for the better. Which brings us to a harsh reality in part 4, why motivation always fails.
Listen, if you've been relying on sudden bursts of motivation to get things done, you are fighting a losing battle against your own biology. The easiest path always wins. Motivation is just a fleeting feeling. It comes and goes. Your brain is wired to conserve energy at absolutely all costs, so it's always going to default to the path of least resistance.
Just think about energy conservation in your own daily life. Scrolling on your phone? That's easy. It's totally automatic. But reading a book? That's hard, and it requires focused mental energy. Watching videos feels completely effortless compared to actually sitting down and creating something. If you leave it up to willpower alone, the mindless, low-energy task is going to win every single time.
And here's the catch. Every small decision strengthens a habit. The more you repeat an easy energy-saving action, the more dangerously automatic it becomes. You are literally wiring your brain to default to the path of least resistance over and over and over again.
But there is a way out. Let's look at part 5, the power of small wins. This is exactly what highly successful people understand deeply. You don't actually need a huge overnight transformation. In fact, huge transformations are exactly what trigger those danger signals we just talked about. Instead, you need tiny victories. You need actions that fly completely under your brain's biological danger radar.
To do this, the steps have got to be incredibly low friction. Read just one page, exercise for literally 2 minutes, write just a single paragraph.
These aren't giant leaps. They are perfectly achievable actions you can do without needing some massive reserve of motivation to get started.
The psychology at play here is absolutely crucial. Small wins tell your brain, hey, this is safe. By repeating these tiny actions every single day, they don't trigger the fear response. Instead, they slowly and quietly become your brain's new familiar. They become the new normal. Big success isn't about massive effort all at once. It's entirely built on these small habits repeated daily.
Always remember this. Change doesn't begin when fear disappears. It begins when you move despite the fear. If you are sitting around waiting to finally feel ready, well, you're going to wait forever. Your brain is designed to resist today for sure, but you have the power to push right through it.
So, here is my direct challenge to you right now. Do one uncomfortable thing today. Just one tiny, mildly uncomfortable thing. Every small step you take today rewires your brain for a completely different tomorrow. Your future isn't created by giant leaps. It's created by the small, deliberate decisions you make every single day.
Which leaves us with this final, massive question. What is one habit you are going to change today? Seriously, think about that tiny victory you can achieve right after this. If this explainer shifted the way you think about your mind and your habits, make sure you hit subscribe to MindSpark Studio for more psychology and life lessons that can truly transform your life. And please, jump down into the comments and tell me, what is that one habit you are changing today? Let's get to work on rewiring those brains.